Nigeria's called all men to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes was joy labor in England to serve with heart and voice. One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Thank you. I have the pleasure to bring to the podium the chairman of NAIP, Pharmacists Ikeja for his welcome address.
Pharmacists the president of the PSN, Mazi Samohu Abonwa in absentia. We hope he will soon join us. Past, the chairman of the board of trustees of NAIP, I believe he will also join us very soon. Professor Larry Bale, pharmacist Adepopola, past national chairman of NAIP. Pharmacist Shola Sholari, past national chairman of NAIP. Fellows of the society here present. National chairman-elect, Pharmacist Ken Onwebu. Incoming ESCO, outgoing ESCO. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm indeed very grateful to God that we all gathered here today to have this very brief ceremony, which will be marking the starting of the 11th Executive Committee of NAIP since 1977. We have had 10 successions from the time of pharmacist A.O. Adeshina. And we are grateful to God that NAIP has been growing from strength to strength. Sir, please, you have your seat in front. Prof, good morning, sir. So what we are doing today is merely to conclude the aspirations of the members of NAIP at the 24th Annual National Conference at the AGM, where 12 of our members were elected to lead the affairs of the association. I will be the 13th person just because I'm the outgoing national chairman. It's with mixed feeling that we have this event. Yes, we are going after so many years of work, and we are happy for what God has helped us to achieve. At the same time, we are looking forward with great expectation to what the new team that is coming forward will also achieve within their own tenure. And we look at the years past and begin to remember all the support we have received from within the association and outside the association. It may be difficult now to start reeling the names of everyone who has been of great assistance to us. But suffice it to say that the president of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Mazi Sam Ohuabonwa, has been very supportive, being that the industrial pharmacy section of as a technical group is his own technical group, so to speak. Right from the first day, he was there to support us, to assist us. Also, we want to thank the immediate past president of the PSN, Ahmed Yakasai, who we started with in our own tenure. In fact, we had eulogized him when he was in office, that he was the first PSN president to be so close to us. You know, he will attend our breakfast, bi-monthly meetings, our CEO forum. We never had it that good, and it was something we looked forward to, that a president of PSN will so associate with us. So we thank him so much, because most of the program we started with at the beginning of our tenure, when we are still fledgling, he was there to encourage us, to support us. So we'll not forget those, kindness he showed us at the time. Also, I want to thank immensely the immediate past chairman of NAIP, Pharmacist Benga Falabi. His support was also immense. Same also with Dr. Lulu Ojo. And I recall when we had our first conference at Ilori, Ade Popola, Emekuno, Lulu Ojo, Falabi, the four of them were there, to show you the kind of support that we receive as an association, which when people say NAIP is doing well, it's not just the ESCO or the chairman that is in place. When you have, strong commitment from those who have handled the banner of the association, always with you, always advising you, you'll be very, very glad that you are moving on very well. Then also, my great thanks to Pharmacist Shola Sholari, who is also an immediate past, who has been a past chairman of NAIP. He got involved so much with FIP, and as it were, when we started, he wasn't quite very much available. But I kept on, giving him briefs on what was happening, and he was quite glad that the association was moving on very well. And as God will have it, when he was less busy, he has come close to us, and in the past 1 year, he has, been playing his role very well. So these are the things that make our association strong. So today, I'll be handing over the banner to Ken, and I hope to be there too, to give the kind of support, having learned from those who were there before me. Okay? We carefully chose the chairman of today's event, Saifa Yatwe, to come for this event. He will remind us again how NAIP started. He will remind us again what we are supposed to be doing. And seeing elder statesmen and colleagues like this, we keep on being a source of motivation for us, that what we are doing for our association is what we ought to do. And with their encouragement and them seeing the fulfillment of what they started so many years ago, it's just something that is glorious for everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, there is Professor Lere Bale, who, well, I can't very well describe what he is to this association. He has been in the, well, I say, at the back, at the rear. And I could recall so many years back, even before I became the chairman of NAIP, how he has been of immense support to us, giving us training with Hers Consulting. We weren't paying him anything. He was just doing it to strengthen the pharmacy practice in the country. A long time ago, we had conversations, and I said, "Oga, you have to come, you belong to the industry." He said, "Yes, he knows he belongs to the industry." I said, "But what is happening?" Eventually, we have had to discuss, and lately, as many of you in the ESCO know, I had to tell him that, Oga, you have to be chairman of board of trustees. You have to be in two. We cannot wait again, you know. And he graciously accepted. It's all for love and commitment that these guys have. What he did at Pfizer still is something that everybody reminisces on, and it has been a great strength of, a great source of motivation for all of us. So, my dear colleagues, this my speech is impromptu. I never really wanted to write anything because I believe it was going to be too lengthy. So I just said I will come and try and speak in 5 minutes. So I believe that I would have missed out many things. But the people who are gathered here are not the people that I begin to tell what we achieved. Because we are the ones that achieved it. I'm not going to be telling you how we did this and how we did that, because all of us were part of it. The only thing I want to encourage us all to do is to continue to work together as a team. We must continue to work together as a team to ensure that we get our association to where it has to be. A lot needs to be done. A lot needs to be done, because it was like we tested the waters. We got into a new horizon, and we can see the frontier is just open to us, vast like this. When we were here, we didn't know that when we get here, we will see a lot of things. So we are just at that level where we are now seeing great things that we need to do. So we need to be stronger. We need to be more committed. I can assure the new ESCO that is coming in, if you have to find out from the last year, it was never convenient. It can never be convenient. We have our individual jobs that we do to earn our living, and the society service. But sometimes we find out that the demands of the association can really drive you further than what you think you can do, even for your family. So I want to encourage us that insofar as we have done it, and we have succeeded at it, those who did it before us succeeded at it, we should be very confident that we too will succeed. So I would like to round up. In rounding up, I would like to tell us, which some of us know, that our immediate past chairman, Pharmacist Benga Falabi, is unable to be here today because he lost his mother 2 days ago. It's a very sad one, though he is very strong, and he has written to say that for obvious reasons he will not be able to make it today, but that he wishes the outgoing and the incoming ESCO all the best. Also, I also received a very sad news yesterday that Satonia Hime, who is supposed to lead our ESCO in oath this morning, lost his elder brother day before yesterday. So he's not able to join us today. So, well, this is life, and we that are alive, we thank God. But I'll ask us to rise so that we observe 1 minute silence for the souls of the departed. May the souls of the departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace. Amen. So, thank you to everyone for being here. The day we were giving awards on that day. I would have told you people that if I had your permission, I would have also given my wife an award. But it is a NAIP award now. We have to go through the process and say what they have done. Maybe if I told the executive, they might have asked me to give her. But, of course, just to say on a lighter note that I'm very appreciative of her support and the support of the family all through the time that we served in NAIP. And I am quite grateful to her. And most of all, I want to thank Almighty God, who has given us all it required. And being a Catholic, I could tell you very proudly that I enjoy the special intercession of the Blessed Virgin Mary, the Mother of God. I'm a Catholic. It may be a controversial matter for some other Christians, but truly, I have that warm confidence of her support during my time as the national chairman of NAIP. And I commend you all to her intercession, to the mercy of God, and to the blessing of our Lord Jesus Christ. God bless you all. Thank you.
I think we can clap harder for outgoing chairman of NAIP. IG is somebody I always describe as a man of much strength. Working with him for 4 years wasn't easy, because this is a guy who will call me up by 1:30 a.m. and my wife will say, "Who is that?" I say, "It's my chairman." And she will keep quiet. And then there the conversation will start. You would think IG has just called you for 1 second. IG will give you briefs that will last for 45 minutes. Sometimes 2 hours we'll be talking. So, Chairman, you know, I've just let the cat out of the bag now. Those things you are doing to me. Those things you are doing to me. But I'm glad I'm going to hand over today. All right. Dear colleagues, senior and junior, the next item on the program will be opening remarks by the chairman of today's event. He's no other person than Pharmacists, Ifeanyi Atueyin, our own former new CEO. You want to? Okay. I wanted to bring the mic there, sir. All right, sir. You're welcome. Please, can we welcome him? Thank you.
I can remove this. You're more than 6 feet or something. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for this relief that I can talk freely. I say good morning to all. And please, I cannot individually be recognizing you and appreciating you. So just accept my general recognition of all of you. Thank you all. I want to first appreciate the outgoing executive. A lot has been said about them. And one thing is significant, and this is the leadership ability of the chairman. And he has demonstrated as someone who shares glory with his people and not just monopolizing the glory of achievement. He's a man of the people. I thank him for his great achievements, which we all know. We can't start recounting them now. I'm happy that we're having a capable executive under care. What they have learned from Anuku's tenure, they will improve on. But they are stepping into big shoes because a lot have been done within this period of 3 years. But from the profile and what I know about the chairman and his executive, you will do better. Eh? Do you agree with me? Yes. You will do better because we must be growing. I was asking, why am I qualified to share this function? One reason may be that here I am the oldest human being. Yes. Another reason may be that I am a winner of the Icon of Pharmacy Award of NAIP. That was in 2013. Or it could be that I'm a pharmaceutical journalist. And you know that when you invite the publisher of a newspaper, you get free publicity. But I think the more important reason is that I was there in the beginning. I was there in the beginning. Therefore, I have decided to say a few things about the early days of this association. The brain behind this association was Pharmacists, A.O. Odushina, who was the marketing manager of chemical and allied products, Apapa. Odushina was a British-trained pharmacist, a member of the Association of British Pharmaceutical Industries, ABPI, and with passion for the pharmacy industry. The nucleus. Sometime in 1977, Mr. Odushina shared his vision of NAIP with pharmacist HBK Bob Manuel, who was marketing manager of Glaxo Nigeria Limited, Apapa. Also with pharmacist Akobundo, marketing manager of Roche Nigeria Limited. At that time, Roche was a town planning in Ikeja. And also myself, marketing manager of RT Briscoe Pharmaceuticals, Apapa. So you can see that three of us were in Apapa and we are very close. Myself and Bob Manuel were at Creek Road, and Odushina was just behind us, CAPL, whether commercial or that street. So he had document of ABPI, and they proposed that Nigeria should form our own ABPI named NAIP. And it was welcome development to me. So we had a few discussions. Usually we met at the office of HKB Bob Manuel, or HBK Bob Manuel, who was at Glaxo. Among us, we decided to form officers, but we are few in number. So we had a committee and immediately made the visionary, Odushina, the president. We made Akobundo, the secretary, and also Bob Manuel, the treasurer, cum financial secretary. Attempts were then made by members to promote the idea to the heads of marketing managers of other pharmaceutical companies so that they would encourage their own staff to join and also their companies to support the association. Setback in designation. The concept of NAIP was presented to the then president of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, pharmacist Chris Efobi, who was the president from 1974 to 1977. Coincidentally, I was in the executive committee of PSN. I was very close as the editor-in-chief from 1974 to 1978. At that time, there was no section of PSN as we have today. One major objection of PSN executive was using our designation, president, because ABPI had president. So there was objection. PSN ruled that only PSN should have president, and other associations will have chairman. Of course, we felt somehow humiliated, but the spirit was still high to continue what we wanted to achieve. It is necessary here to mention that Chief Ayo Fasomi took over presidency from Chris FOB in November 1978. As the editor of the Nigerian Journal of Pharmacy, I covered the early activities of NAIP in the Nigerian Journal of Pharmacy, which I was running. I noted elections. Akabondo, Nat Akabondo of Rouge, served as secretary for about 1 year and could not continue. He had some pressures. I then took over from him in 1978. But there was an election in 1979 on 24th of May, what we called our annual elections. And the election meeting was held at PSN National Secretariat, 52A Ikorodu Road, Fadei, which all of us know. The election results were reported in the June edition of Pharma News, which started in May 1979. So I'm happy that I personally was there as editor-in-chief of Nigerian Journal of Pharmacy, and then got into Pharma News within that short period. So my reports are in Pharma News and also in Nigerian Journal of Pharmacy. The elections held in May. The results were as follows. President, Pharmacist, A.O. Odushina. Vice President, Pharmacist, Y. Arogundade. Secretary, Pharmacist, Ifeanyi Atueyi. Assistant Secretary, Pharmacist, Ms. R. O. Brito. Treasurer, Financial Secretary, Pharmacist, H.B.K. Bob Manuel. Bob Manuel was the treasurer. Sorry, something is slipping off. Yes, and we had publicity secretary, pharmacist LBR Adieko, unofficial member, pharmacist SIM Bread. Please, may I know whether any name I've called is here? So nobody can challenge me. I can put any name I like here, and nobody will object. Okay. My exit from NAIP. In 1980, I left NAIP since I didn't have an organized pharmaceutical company, even though following provisional constitution of the pharmaceutical journalists are bona fide members of the association. I could belong. And Odushina brought the constitution of the ABPI and showed me, as a pharmaceutical journalist, you are a member, and you are going to be a member here. But I explained that the Pharma News I had started, I needed to give more time to it. And all those of you are in pharmaceutical companies, but I am not in any pharmaceutical company. So I say, please, leave me alone from NAIP. But having done that, I joined the Lagos branch of Nigerian Association of General Practice Pharmacists, now ACPM, which was launched on 8th of July, 1980, at the Federal Palace Hotel, Lagos. We are functioning. We had got more people from various companies. And we had another election in 1980 to cover 1980-81. At the election meeting held on 12th June 1980, officers for 1980-1981 were elected as follows. President, pharmacist, HBK Bob Manuel. Vice President, pharmacist, Mrs. S.O. Remule. Secretary, pharmacist, LBR Adieko. Assistant Secretary, pharmacist, Mrs. R.O. Ogundele. Financial Secretary, Treasurer, pharmacist, N.O. Ikeja. Publicity Secretary, pharmacist, F.A.G. Ogunledun. Unofficial members, pharmacist, A.O. Odushina, and pharmacist, A. Ebo. Finally, let me appreciate the executive and members of NAIP for the growth and development of this association over the years. And I think this year has really made remarkable progress and achievements. Look at us in Marriot. That's great achievement. I don't know where the next exco will take us. By then, they might have had a better hotel than this place. I have given this historical background to remind us of the early days of the association. May the souls of the foundation members who are late rest in perfect peace. Amen. I pray that one day this association will do something in memory of late pharmacist A.O. Odushina, because he remains the father of this association. Nobody can dispute it. Even if it is icon of pharmacy, the family should be remembered because he started it. And this is the first technical section that started, and others followed. I want to thank you for the opportunity of being with you. Thank you very much.
Can we do that again for Sir Twei, who has not failed to remind us of our history? Thank you, sir, for recounting again. Thank you, sir, for being there for us. God bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go on with goodwill messages. But before I do that, let me bring Farm IG back to the podium for some recognitions. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you for giving me just 1 more minute to do that. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I recognize that part of what has also helped us at NAIP is being consistent with working with certain people over the years. And for this event, as we are bowing out, I've invited some of such people we have worked with for the past 4 years. That way, we are not trying and trying again. Just permit me to recognize our external auditor. Please, sir, may you be upstanding. Our external auditor has been there right from the time of Lolu Ojo and through Falabi to our time. You have done well, sir. We thank you very much. I want to recommend to the incoming ESCO that you can work with him. He's someone who helps us a lot in terms of our accounts. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah. I also want to recognize our printer. Where is it? Shegun. Okay. Can you remove your nose mask? Nose mask so that they will see you. Yeah. You can see that some of the time, some jobs get easier for us to do. For example, this brochure we have today, we started it afternoon of Friday. And we have it just because we can put some things together. Thank you very much. I also asked our photographer to be here, Mike Photos. Mike has been with us for quite some time. He covers our events, and I told him today that he will come and sit down, let another photographer snap him, so that he's also. So in the same vein, I want to recognize Mrs. Gloria of AIT. We have press men and we have press women. Mrs. Gloria, please, of AIT. She's always with us. She features us in our program. We don't have the money to pay, but she just likes us. She comes around, and we are very grateful, ma. And last but not the least is also, Farmer News himself is here, but I want to recognize Patrick. Farmer News is our own. So I recognize both the publisher and the editor who is here. So thank you guys for honoring us. They are the special guests we mentioned. Of course, Madam Gloria is here with her husband. I think I will ask you, sir, to also stand up so that we recognize you. Thank you for coming. Beyond them, all others that we have are just our ESCO incoming and outgoing, because we wanted to make it a rather small event. Thank you very much for honoring us. God bless you.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll start goodwill messages. First with the chairman of board of trustees of NAIP. If Farm IG couldn't describe him, then how do I attempt it? I don't know whether you agree with me. I just cannot attempt describing him. So, but let me just invite to the podium Professor Lorebere, who is the chairman of board of trustees of NAIP, for his goodwill message. Thank you, Prof. Please continue to clap, otherwise he can shut down NAIP. Thank you.
Thank you. This looks like a coup. When I came, I looked at the agenda and I was just calculating. I still have about 3 or 4 people, so I was cramming some things I will be saying when I'm called upon for goodwill messages. I was trying to borrow some ideas from SS, Sholari and Adepupola to give me some lines to speak. And since I've not asked them the question, I don't know where to start from. But suffice to say that I feel very honored to be invited here. Let me also stand on the existing protocols. I work for an American company, so protocol is not really, it's not like the British. You just go to the podium and say your words and go back. I apologize. The reality is, it's a privilege to have started my career in the industrial sector, the first technical group of PSN, the most elitist of all the technical groups. One that I've always encouraged, we sponsor all PSN activities, if you remember. All PSN conferences, we are the major sponsor. So why should we not be in the forefront to lead PSN itself? Because if we learn how to lead PSN the way Mazi is leading, it makes a big difference. It means we get political support from the technical hammer through to the national level for anything that we wanted. And it is clear that PMG man may not fully represent the interest of NAIP in all cases, because it's not all the time that PMG man is also led by pharmacists. There are times they are led by non-pharmacists. It's therefore of great honor that you have put together a board of trustees, which I love, the pioneer board of trustees of NAIP, which is the pioneer technical arm of PSA. And so that's something I think I have to put in the first line of my CV now. As I look for job in real pharmaceuticals. So, when listening to Pharmacists today inspired me even the more. I couldn't find where I belong. I'm a teacher who works with chalk and blackboard. But I knew all my life I'd stayed in the pharma industry. And I was like, so when I wanted to register, they said, where do you, technical ham, you know the way as technical ham. I said, naturally, I've been using NAIP all along. So I said NAIP. Then they asked for the company. Will I use house consulting? Or what do I want to? So I registered a company called House Pharma. We're supposed to take an agency for import, export, things like that. Then when it came to importation, I looked at it. What will I import? Will I import amlodipine to compete with Novask that I launched? Psychologically, I won't be able to sleep. Will I import fluconazole to? Don't say it's marketing. I have to state exactly the way it is. The way you are looking at me, I wouldn't have been calling Glazo products now. I have to call Pfizer products. So will I be importing fluconazole? And I realized that the best I could do was to use the consulting arm to give the support I could to NAIP. I associate more with NAIP than any other for obvious reason. That's my root. That's where I grew. And I think it's a great opportunity to work with you. Before I close, because I realize it's just 5 minutes speech. Teachers are not used to teaching for 5 minutes. They are used to teaching for 6 hours before you have a break. And then you come back again for another 3 hours. The reality is the current executive, the outgoing executive, okay, it's not yet, so the outgoing executive has done such a very massive work, great work, right from the moment of my friend, Shola Sholari, and several other people, Adepupola, Lulu Ojo, Benga. They've always done things that have fully inspired me. When I started in NAIP, I used to serve tea, coffee. The likes of Mrs. Oremule, the likes of Dr. Adenika, they are the people who normally attend the meeting. NAIP had no secretariat. And Pfizer was there for the meeting point, the conference room of Pfizer. And so, seeing myself as a tea server, you know what I mean by tea server? I carry file, they ask me to do this, and I will do it. And seeing today that NAIP has grown to be the first technical group to also use Marriot as a meeting point, I think you deserve a big round of applause. You are far bigger. You are far bigger than what people in the PSN or in the Pharmaceutical Society generally or the technical will think of. And I think because they say, who paid the piper, dictate the tune. We're the one that actually pays for most of the expenses of PSN. And we should be the one dictating. Deliberately, NAIP must deliberately design a political agenda that ensures that they are the people who will always be in key position in PSN for very obvious reasons. Very obvious reasons. I don't want to go political, but I will explain to you part of the reason why NAIP has to evolve was because PMG-MAN was not meeting all the needs of all members. Because there are people who are not in PMG-MAN, but were in the pharma industry. NAIP did not also want to show as if they are biased for the importers. And so NAIP has to be formed as well, between Glazo and Pfizer that time as a starting point. I think NAIP is in the best position to drive industrialization, to drive government empathy, to secure government empathy towards the industry, and to ensure that we can use the industrial pharmacy practice as basis for major contribution to the Nigerian economy. I have no doubt in my mind that if we use the Indian model and we modify it or we adjust it, we'll be a major contributor to the Nigerian economy. I had a keynote address that I delivered sometimes in Sheraton. It was over 200 slides. I remember very well. It looked like writing a thesis. And for the National Association of Industrial Pharmacists, when Benga Falabi was handing over. And it's clear to me that the Nigerian pharmaceutical market is such a huge opportunity. And some of the steps that my chairman has taken inspired me. When you take interest in local medicine, when you take interest in building a bridge with the academicians, then it makes the academicians to become much more productive, and that is the way to go. When we build a bridge, for example, with the community pharmacists, then the likelihood of community pharmacists owning industrial pharmacies will also be less, because they've got to understand. Currently, as I'm talking to you, it's industrial pharmacists who are actually funding the pharma industry. You go to the bank to borrow money, then you produce, you pay your raw materials in foreign exchange. Then distributors buy from you on credit. Am I correct? And at the end of the day, you declare so and so billion. But out of that billion, if you use cash-based P&L, not the traditional accounting P&L, that says that once you sell, you record it on sales, but cash-based, you realize the fact that close to 30 to 40% of what you said you've sold is unpaid for. And so these people who are selling your products are selling on cash. Am I correct? So as soon as I finish selling on cash at community pharmacies and I make some money, I mean, if God has blessed me like reels, I would certainly have taken 2 or 3 other wives. But God therefore managed it so that, I won't do too much. So I can only cope. I can't even feed the one that is in my house. So basically, and then they use it for many other things. It is time for us to start to recognize the fact that because we fund the industry, we should therefore do not just the society of PSA, but the industry. We are much more strategically positioned to change the model and to ensure that we do the right thing. And these are part of the things that I think I'll be able to work with the immediate past chairman and the ongoing chairman. You are not yet IPC, and the incoming chairman, in order to be able to set things right. And we will work with the priorities. I want to thank Chairman Ignatius for giving me the opportunity to add value to NAIP, somewhere that I've been very close to my heart. And I wish this August gathering in the month of August great success in the years ahead. God bless you.
Thank you, Prof. You can never take him unawares. He's always prepared. The talking is his his real name. Thank God we are not your students, sir. All right. Please let's appreciate him once more. Yes, I want to invite to the podium Dr. Mrs. Okafor. I know you come with 2 goodwill messages, the one from the registrar and the one from your office. Please come and let's have them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to also stand on the listing protocols. Actually, I didn't know I was going to make any goodwill message because I didn't see it on the program. So I was very happy that I've escaped this goodwill message. I was very shocked when he mentioned that I should come. So on behalf of the registrar, I want to say a very big thank you for inviting us. And I want to congratulate the outgoing NAIP executive. Actually, when I saw what they did at Ebonyi State and the more things that they're about to do, I became very afraid, and I was just praying God, and I was praying that God should please bring in another very strong team to ensure that what they've started is going to continue. So when I heard about those that are taking over from them, I was very happy because I've also worked with them at one stage or the other. So on behalf of the registrar once more, I want to wish the outgoing executive very well, and I'm happy that he also appreciated the wife, because we women, we know how we support our husbands. And I want to also wish the incoming executive God's strength, more favor, wisdom, understanding, and love, and unity for them to work together to achieve what all the past executives and this outgoing one they have set in place for them. Thank you very much.
Is that for me or for Coordinator or Lagos PCN? Otherwise, you will have your license next year. Thank you, ma. Let's continue taking the goodwill messages. Let me invite to the podium our former NAIP chairman and the chairman of Rios Group, not Rios Pharmaceuticals. Maybe some of you don't know that we have Rios Pharmaceuticals is just an arm. Okay, I know there's the real group. I know there's other things you do. Welcome to the podium, sir.
All protocols observed. I want to appreciate the chairman, my own Oga, Pharmacist Atwei. I would like to congratulate the incoming executive and the outgoing executive. I want to especially mention, after saying protocol observer, I want to mention my good dear friend, my chief tormentor, Professor Deribale. He has been tormenting me from university. He has not stopped tormenting me. I remember I was the one that pushed me into pharmacy politics, but he moved away from pharmacy politics. And whenever I go to him now, because I'm into pharmacy politics, he will say, Ade, I'm no longer interested. You started it. Eh? You started it. When we were in Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, he came to me and said, Ade, you have to contest for the Secretary General's post. Is it? Yeah. I said, Pan's Secretary General. I said, this is an Hausa land. How can, interestingly, I'm sorry, I need to go down that. I said, how can someone who they termed Awu from my basic school, because that time, you know, there was this politics. Anytime I enter the big auditorium, I say, up, Awu, I just do like this. So it was then, he said, I should contest. I said, okay. The worst is that I'll lose. And I contested with someone from Plateau State, and I won. He was busy campaigning in his class for me, so he has always been my tormentor. So thank you for tormenting me. He's a professor. And when I opened the phone this morning, I saw one caption. 143 students failed in an exam that 300 pupils sat for. 147 pupils. I said, Professor, you're not wicked, though. He now replied, said it was the teacher that was bad. You know, there's a way professor can escape. So once again, I'm glad to be invited here. This is my technical group. Since the chairman went down the memory lane, let me quickly do some linkages from the old to the new. Pharmacist Atwei is the ancient. We are the old. Then we have the new. When you say Shola, Shola belongs to the old. But we have the new. I got in contact with NAIP while I was still in Rush. They will come to the meeting in our cafeteria. We'll cook for, we'll prepare food for them. They say, look, you must not go, you must attend their meeting. You know, it's an instruction. So we also will sit down to make sure that people are many in the room. Because there were so few. After some years, I pulled out, started my business, and they wanted to have a national conference. And another pusher, Lulu Ojo, came to say, Ade, please, they need a chairman to chair their conference. That time it was Pharmacists, Yomi Oshewa, that was the national chairman. I said, I'm not interested in this. These are factory pharmacists, superintendent pharmacists. Because then, it was only superintendent pharmacists and pharmacists in the factory that attend their meetings, because the meetings are always held in the factory site or company site. So he said, no, don't do that. So I was dragged in to share the conference. And the conference was successful. So Mr. Ojo said, why can't you be the chairman? I said, chairman? Of what? He said, NAIP. National chairman? That's okay. Then they need to come to you and ask you to be chairman. Not now that you have to contest, campaigned, coerced, and so on and so forth. So I became chairman without any contest. He just announced that this is our new chairman. You know, any outgoing chairman can nominate his own candidate. And Mr. Shah has been chairman for 8 years. So the first thing I did was to take the meeting away from the companies. And we started meeting at airport hotels. But there will be a challenge. Then I was taking over, the total amount in the bank was 80,000 with an indebtedness of 40,000. And I said we must meet at airport hotel. And annual dues per company was 10,000. And maybe we have compliance company of maybe 35 to 40. I said, no problem. It's not like now that things are very hard. Things are so good then that the chairman can afford to sponsor meetings. So we started, that was how we took it from the factories to the hotels. So it was now easier for the sales and marketing team to be part and parcel of NAIP. But there we created a problem. People that works in the factories, professionals who used to be very active, find it difficult to come out to join us. That's how we brought it out from the factory, where our forefathers started it. That's why I said they are ancient, they are old, and they are modern. I like to appreciate our ancestors for what they have done creating this wonderful technical group, the backbone of PSN. Yeah. If all of us come together one year and say all the industry, we are not supporting this year's conference, PSN will come to us and they will say, whatever you want, we give you. I'm taking too much time. So let me now close. I want to congratulate once again IG for taking it to a very high level, highest level so far. I handed over to Shola. So you can see we are sitting very close. And since then, it has been from one level to another level, from one level to another level. I want to say something, but I want all of you to close your ears to hear that. It has always been you have to be a Roach staff, ex-Roach, for you to be qualified to be NAIP chairman. So you are welcome, Ken.
We'll set up audit committee. Please can we appreciate my guy again? That was interesting. Thank you, sir. And of course, he has invited the next speaker. Oga Shola, please to the podium. Thank you. Can we receive him? Can we make him welcome? Thank you. Thank you.
Let us quickly transit from the old to the new. So you, the old, can continue the conversation. Yeah. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a thing of great pleasure for me to be here. Yes, Pastor Adepopuola was mentioning the transition from the factory to airport hotel. By the time he completed the transition, his tenure was over. And I thought he was doing me a good turn when he approached me and said, come and be the chairman of NAIP. But he handed me over a key. When I got into the room, it was an empty room, but thank God they had paid for the rent. And also handed me a staff, and that was all I inherited from him. Thankfully, not too many debts. So my own tenure, which lasted just 2 years, was spent furnishing the office and putting structure together. And it's a thing of great joy for all of us to hear from Sir Ifeanyi Atueyi about the humble beginnings of this association and to see where it has gotten to these days. I think we should be very proud of ourselves. Whatever it is, I think we're managing our succession very, very well. So please, a round of applause for all of us. So very quickly, I want to say the next executive, Pharmacist Ken, is he around here? Oh, please. Pull off your mask so that I've been trying to search you out. Well, having listened to the history of succession into the office, you should feel very privileged. One, because you are inheriting a properly formed structure. That's one. Two, you're also inheriting an association that is well-resourced and that is also very visible. So I want to congratulate you for that. But it's a trick. They are setting you up because you will be evaluated from the standard that IG has set. So right now, it is 0, and you can only build on it. So the challenge is enormous. But like it has been mentioned, you have a lot of people who are willing to support you. Past chairmen, members, and quite a bit of other resources. Professor Larry Bale mentioned something about setting a political agenda. It is very important. We are the group that I dare say most confident, most accomplished among all the technical arms of the PSN. So we need to set the tone. But I'm going to put in another angle to it, okay? As at this moment, Nigeria has the largest number of the membership of the industrial pharmacy section of the FIP. Okay? It used to be the Netherlands because, of course, the headquarters of FIP is in Netherlands, and they seem to draw membership, but somehow, you know, we've overtaken them, and that sets you up for another agenda. We should start planning to force our agenda on FIP and possibly take over the leadership as well, I'm sure, at the higher level. Beyond that as well, I've read the speech that you are going to read, okay, and it sets clearly your priorities for the next few years. But there's something I want you to sleep over and think about. In talking about it, I want us to be reminded of of a quote by Franz Fanon. He said, "Every generation must identify its destiny and must choose to either fulfill it or betray it." Okay? COVID-19 has forced on us, an opportunity to reflect on our destiny as industrial pharmacists, as Nigerian industrial pharmacists. And it has shown us that a gaping, space that is unoccupied, okay? We may think modestly about ourselves, but by all means, we're the powerhouse of industrial pharmacy in the whole of Africa. When I attend FIP functions and I talk to others from other countries, and you hear that, oh, Namibia, how many pharmaceutical companies do you have? Oh, we have only 2. Ghana, how many pharmaceutical companies do you have? We have 14, only about 7 are functional, And now we're in Nigeria where we are thinking of 150, between 150 and 200, and permanently growing as it is. We should never shy away from taking up that responsibility, okay? And the responsibility, the priority now is biotechnology, setting up a vaccine factory in Nigeria and making it work. It is not beyond us, and we should push that agenda and prove to the whole country, and I dare say the whole of Africa, that we are capable of making this happen, okay? So beyond that, I'll say, yes, you're the next 4 years, you'll need the support of Madame. Is she here? She's not, okay. Pass on our best wishes to her. You'll need her support. It's going to be very busy for you. But we've gotten it right since 1978. So I'm sure your choice as chairman is also a good one. And I wish you all the best, and not just you, all the members of the executive that are newly elected. I congratulate you and wish you a very, very successful tenure. Thank you very much.
Please, let's do more for him. He has just added in setting the agenda for the incoming executive committee. Thank you, sir. That's more like engaging. All right. I've just been briefed that Maz is a few minutes away from here. And that's why we've not sang the pharmacy anthem. So, and of course, he has to witness the oath-taking, really, as the father of pharmacy currently. So, while we wait for him, I want to throw the floor open for anybody who wants to extend good wishes or make some comments for either the outgoing or the incoming executive. That's what I want to do in a few minutes from now while I wait for the president of Pearson to arrive. So, if I see your hand up, I will gladly come to you. I'll invite you to the podium. We have Kano Zone represented here. We have Enugu Zone represented here. We have Lorin, Kwara State, represented here. We have Plateau represented. We have Oyo represented. And we have Lagos. So anyone who wants to add to the program or to the agenda of the incoming executive, you may well come forward. Thank you. All right. The outgoing second national chairman of NAIP, Pharmacists, my brother, Chinedu Ngolia, please, you have the podium. Thank you. Can we welcome him, please?
Thank you very much, my distinguished elders. Permit me to drop the word ancestors. And and stay with the familiar old and new, even though we're not so old. I felt I should see this opportunity given to the house, to the floor, to make comments. To the glory of God, when my mentor, my leader, Pharmacists was talking about how it used to be a chairman. You know, just come and take a job. Just come. We will support you behind the scene. And history was made in the last elections, and for the first time, we had an election. Keenly contested. It wasn't a walkover for anybody, because I was also a participant, and I lost by just 26 votes. And I have not had the opportunity of interacting with my fellow contestants, also an elder brother as well too. And so I want to join those who are wishing you well, sir. I was also wishing you well by contesting with you. So that you will know now that you are going to be accountable to people. It won't just be a case of course, the past leaders were also accountable. But now you are more accountable to people. You now know, and we all now know that NAIP is now more active and visible. And we make demands and have expectations. And we would. And I wish you all the best. You know your tenure. And I want to assure you of my unflinching loyal support. Just the same way I gave to my national chairman, you also have mine. Thank you very much and congratulations.
Also, so I mean, coming from the guy who contested with you, Ken. Chinedu, I love that. Thank you. Let's appreciate Chinedu once more. The good thing is that once you're a NAIPian, you're a NAIPian. They can't run away. We'll come fish you out wherever you are. Thank you. While Chinedu was speaking, the much awaited Pearson president walked in his usual way, humbly to his seat. Please, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, let's welcome the father of pharmacy, the man we all know just with a word, Mazi. Mazi, you're here. Thank you, sir. God bless you. Welcome you. I know you are ready to mount the podium, sir. If I have your yes, then I'll ask for pharmacy anthem. Please, thank you. Pharmacy anthem, please. May all pharmacists in the room be upstanding. If you're not a pharmacist and you wish to sit down, please sit down. But if you want to stand up in support, can as well support by standing up. Let's have the pharmacy anthem. Thank you.
Yes. We're proud of pharmacy. We members all of the glorious PSN, Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. As men and honor, we join hands for pharmacy. Pharmacists, we are their retailing, we are their dispensing, we are education, we are their Nigerians, we are there.
Can we clap as we receive pharmacists? Mazi Sam Oabunwa, the only man with 3 national honors, to the podium, the president of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, the convener of New Nigerian Group. You are welcome, sir. Thank you.
Let me acknowledge our elder, Sir Ifeanyi Atuoyi. Good day, sir. And the special guest of honor, my friend and colleague, Professor Lere Bale. Also, very distinguished people who are sitting around here at this afternoon, morning, many, Farmer Dick Popola, past chairman of the Board of Fellows, Farm Shola Solarin, the FIP industrial pharmacy leader in FIP. I guess that somebody is representing the registrar, Maka. It's only on that purpose I will recognize you as representing the registrar. And then the brand new chairman. Has he been sworn in? No, sir. Okay. Pro tem, upcoming chairman of, national chairman of the NAIP, Famken Onwebu. And then, of course, the outgoing, the only Inspector General we have in pharmacy, the man of vision, IG Anuku, members of your ESCO, incoming and outgoing, and other very distinguished pharmacists here this afternoon. I always begin my remarks with thanking God, because His grace I never can take for granted. If there's one man that I shouldn't take His grace for granted, I am. Because I know that His grace is very evident in my life, perhaps more than anybody else I can think about. So I acknowledge Him for the grace to be here. I'm sorry I look like I came in late, but I had 11 o'clock on my diary. So when Yvonne called me and said it was 10, I was a little bit stunned. So I apologize that I have gotten it wrong. It's always a pleasure to be with NAIP, which is my technical arm, my technical group. I'm a bona fide member of NAIP. So each time I'm here, I'm amongst my own and my people. And I'm glad that the light of the NAIP that was lit several years ago from our offices in Pfizer, way back, we have seen that light continue to grow and bloom and blossom. And like any living thing, NAIP is getting better by the day. Generation after generation, tenure after tenure, we see new light and new things happening. So that brings great excitement because it shows that we're living up to our mandate and expectation. In the last couple of months, we've been doing a lot under the auspices of NAIP. We have been pursuing this humongous debt, which is owed industry by the hospitals, especially those under the Federal Ministry of Health. And I'm happy that it is actually getting attention. The last attention is from the National Economic Intelligence Committee that has called for a meeting. Has called for documentation on this because we made it a national matter. We took it to the National Assembly, we took it to the ministry, we took it to the Ministry of Finance as well. So the National Assembly, I think they came around to hold some kind of hearing on the matter. And recently, we have a letter from the National Economic Intelligence Council. I think I'm working with Lulu and IG on how to set up a meeting to provide all the data they are asking for from the industry. I'm sure it includes members from other segments of our profession. Then every day, nearly every day, I am involved in one meeting or the other, online, offline, on the Salt City Farmer Park in Ebonyi State. That project is moving with so much speed, rapidity, that it can only be God. that we have people now who are signing a MOU that will do the development of the infrastructure, the roads, the light, the sewage, and everything that will make it easy for the industry to come and put their plant and operate. It's a wonderful thing. We're still holding our breath. As they say, it sounds too true to be true, but we're praying that it turns out to be true, that indeed we can get this done. So I think it's a great departing point for IG, because I believe the best time to depart is when the ovation is loudest. That's the right point. But then it creates challenge for you, Ken. Very great challenge, because you cannot lower, you can't even allow the baton to drop, not talk of lowering it. So it's in your hand now to make sure that project becomes operational. In the next 2, is it 2-3 years? How many years do you have? 4, okay. Okay, in the next 3 or 4 years, we hope that place should be up and running fully. And I think it will be monumental that we have a farmer park mediated by NAIP, PSN, for the industry. It will be a beautiful history to refer to. So on that basis, I'd like to congratulate the outgoing leadership and actually to warmly welcome the incoming, and pray that you give the maximum cooperation to PSN as IG and his ESCO has given. They've given maximum. I have really nothing to complain about NAIP and the relationship and the way they've involved PSN, carried us along, getting us a little bit too busy, but it's perhaps better to be carried along than not, because it shows the wholesomeness of the profession, and that we can leverage on each other's capacities and capabilities. So I wish we continue in that strength, because we are one profession, one society, but we have wings and arms that enable us fly and walk faster than if we were all walking as one person. So this morning, I haven't seen Sir Tony Ahimian. Is he represented? Is he represented? All right. So, well, I just wanted to conclude with saying that I saw his name as one of our special guests, and as a past president, I need to know whether he's hiding somewhere and I didn't recognize him. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll stop here, but just to say thank you for what is going on, because it's a great time for when we want to kiss and say goodbye. It can be sentimental, it can be emotional, but I think IG and his team will go proudly that they have left some footprints and a legacy, building on what those who started and who were their predecessors have done. Again, it's my pleasure to meet with the very distinguished pharmacists that I'm seeing here this morning. I hope and pray that we shall have a very pleasant ceremony. God bless you.
Are we clapping for Mazi as president or what? Yes. Thank you. Thank you, the president of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Mazi Samuel Abunwa. To
Anthony Ahime, for this oath-taking aspect of this handing over. So I'll be calling the incoming executive members to come out, and the pharmacist Ken Onuegbu, National Chairman, let's clap for him. Pharmacist Gidadu Yusuf, First National Chairman. Francis Ezebulo Bankole, Second National Chairman. Pharmacist Joy Additional, National Secretary. Pharmacist Abu Said Kamaldeen, Assistant National Secretary. Pharmacist Nnenna Ukwosa, National Treasurer. Pharmacist Razak Ajiboye Rostom, National Financial Secretary. Pharmacist Kenechukwu Iguagu, National Publicity Secretary. Pharmacist Adego Udoka, National Welfare Secretary. Do you want to move a little bit to this side? Yes. Pharmacist Richard Ladapo. Shift this podium so that, yeah. How to not give way. Be careful. That's okay, that's okay. Pharmacist Richard Ladapo. Is he around? Okay. Pharmacist Emeka Ademora, S-Official 1. Pharmacist Yvonne Adedeke Fayoshe, S-Official 2. And Pharmacist I.G. Anuku, this past chairman. I present to you, please take one and pass it to the others. The new National Executive Committee of Association of Industrial Pharmacists of Nigeria for the next 4 years, they will be the captain of this technical group. And here we are about to do a note-taking. And with the help of God, the Lord will help them to fulfill the oath they are taking in the presence of men and God. The president being on seat, there you are to put your name, a letter position, you will sign later. But let's do the oath taking together. You say after me, I, mention your name. Having been elected into the position of the Executive Committee of the Association of Industrial Pharmacists of Nigeria, do hereby pledge to abide by the Constitution of the Association of Industrial Pharmacists of Nigeria. I will do all in my capacity to uphold the ideals of our noble association, NAIP, and that of our great society, the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, PSN. In doing this, I will discharge my duties with all sense of responsibility and commitment. So help me God. In the presence of everybody that's here today, you come to the podium and you write your name, you sign, and you date, and give it to me. Or do you want to do it while standing? Come and do it while you are. So that your picture will be taken properly. So you can't deny that you are the one that signed it. Let's appreciate the chairman as he concludes his signature. Congratulations. Congratulations. To save time, you can fill the first student just sign it. Just fill you can take the program to as your, if you need a barrel to give you. Take the program from the table and use it. So I just come and just sign it and take it. Congratulations. Congratulations. Only Brian. Congratulations. Congratulations. The next thing is just the decoration. Thank you. I hand over to the day past.
Okay, Ken, step forward. This is a very simple ceremony. Come closer. Don't be afraid. Let me recall what happened when I was going to be decorated 4 years ago on the 15th of June. Falabi was such in a hurry to go. So our past president, Pharmacists was doing this whole taking. Falabi now gave me the chain. He said, no, remove it, time has not come. And then he held it, and then when he finished, he now said he should give it to me again. So I took it that I received a double portion of Falabi's strength. So Ken, I'll give you 3. So that you get ready. So I'm so delighted that I'm removing this chain from my neck. It's really, this was not what Falabi gave me, because it was when we changed our logo that we now had this medallion, this golden medallion. So, Pharmacist Ken Onwebu, I hereby decorate you with this medal and chain you to the office of the National Chairman of the Association of Industrial Pharmacists. Congratulations, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. So we take a group photograph standing here, and then Ken will deliver his goodwill message. Please arrange us.
To God be the glory. The chairman of today's occasion, our own Sir Ifeanyi Atwenyi, our PSN president, Mazi Sam Uwabonwa. And of course, I must recognize our new BOT chairman, Professor Lere Bale, and quite a lot of our emeritus chairmen. Sir Adepopola, and of course, our FIP ambassador, Shola Sholari, who has served us very, very well. Let me also recognize our PCN registrar represented here by my very good friend, Dr. Ukamaka Ukafo. The outgoing national chairman, my very good friend, IG Anuku. Okay, thanks for that correction. My fellow executive members, ladies and gentlemen, to be very candid with you, if you are not strong-hearted, taking over from IG will give you what I will call an arrhythmia. Because he has set quite a lot of golden standard that you must work extremely hard with the fear of God for you to meet the expectations bestowed on you. But God willing, we are going to do our very, very best because honestly, we are going to work as a team. When you work as a team, you carry your members along, you are going to achieve quite a lot. And luckily for us also, I think we have a good BOT that will be there to advise us, there to give us their privileged advice. I want to believe that we are going to do quite a lot and, if possible, surpass the expectations of the association. This is a mandate I must confess we are not going to take for granted. And I must commend in a very special way our former chairman, IG. And as I said here, your resourcefulness, your creativity, innovations have impacted greatly to the success of NAIP today. It is part of our goals as the new ESCO to continue from where you stopped, while from time to time we shall endeavor to inject new ideas and new skills. Our common good. We are going to pursue projects and ideas that honestly will impact positively to whatever we are doing. We shall, as a matter of fact, change our ideas, strategies, and tactics that will serve the common good of the association. Our ultimate ambition will remain to leave NAIP better than we met it, by the special grace of God. Then we have this central clearing house for medical representatives. You will agree with me that the activities of medical reps in Nigeria, medical and sales representatives in Nigeria have become a major cause of concern and headache to major stakeholders. It has been very embarrassing seeing a lot of our members lose hard-earned money and resources on a daily basis as a result of the nefarious activities of those we employ to serve in the effective distribution and promotion of medicines in Nigeria. A radical problem we are told requires a surgical decision. We are no longer going to fold our arms and allow the nonsense to continue. We are going to build a data repository of all reps in the country and, if possible, liaise with the relevant stakeholders, particularly PCN. In short, I must say that this has already gone very, very far with the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria. Before the end of this year, we are going to have one central clearinghouse for medical reps. And the new executive, we are going to set up our pharma ethics, privileges, and discipline committee that can handle this and pass our resolution to the relevant stakeholders. The pharma park. The pharma park in Ebonyi State, which is called the Soul City Park, will not suffer any negligence. We are not going to be part of the political quagmire that once you come, you dispose of what your predecessors have done. We are not going to do that. We have gone far. The business case has been prepared. The special purpose vehicle SPV has already been formed, and I'm happy that notable personalities here are part of that SPV. Our own Martin Sambo Habunwa is there. The previous chairman is also there. So what NAIP will do as a body is to support them, to encourage them, to give them all the necessary support to make sure that they deliver effectively. We are going to deploy everything needed to make it functional as soon as possible. Our similar chances of building pharma parks in places like Kano, Owerri, and Imo State through the watersmiths will be looked into, and viable options will be taken to make sure that honestly we capture the interests of the pharma parks across the country. I must say that honestly we are very, very happy and excited with the level of progress we have achieved in Ebonyi State as of today. We are all aware that the CFO has already been signed, and we have received all the necessary cooperation and assistance from the Ebonyi State government. Nothing is holding us back. We shall continue to move from strength to strength. Let me talk a little bit about NAPA, NAIP, and NAPSA. The NAPA-NAIP collaboration, otherwise called the Nigerian Medicine Development Project, is for the common good of the society. We have made giant strides in rolling out NANI, which we all know to be herbal cough mixture, and Pinam, which is an antimicrobial, antipruritic mixture, cream. Our administration will endeavor to make the two products to be commercially viable in Nigeria within the next 2 years. It is only then that we can say, yes, we have done it. NAPA and NAIP will not stop there. We shall explore other viable products like we have today. Recently, the NAPA conference that took place at UNN, the Vice Chancellor charged us to honestly look seriously inwards to producing vaccine. When my friend here talked about biotechnology. And I want to assure you that biotechnology will form a major fulcrum of our administration. So for these two products, we are looking for commercial. It's going to be part of a very part of our administration to look for commercial investors, so that these two products honestly can command a very good space in Nigerian pharma markets. That brings us to our memorandum of association with NAPSA, which is Nigerian Association of Pharmacists and Pharmaceutical Scientists in Americas. Today, NAPSA, we all know, is making very serious wave within the shores of America and building bridges of collaboration and understanding with our homeland, Nigeria. I'm happy and I'm excited that Ken, I'm a member of NAPSA, so I will explore the privilege of being a member of NAPSA to see what we can gain from them and also they gain from us. We are going to see this golden opportunity to work with NAPSA and promote digital technology and advancement in the Nigerian pharmaceutical space. Who says that it's not yet time for us to practice pharmacy in Nigeria as it is done in many advanced countries of the world? Who said that it's not yet right for prescription to be filled at General Hospital, Bagada, and get it delivered to the waiting hands of our patient in a gondola through a drone? Why must we suffer what we are suffering today in the hands of our medical representatives when our diaspora pharmacists can help us deploy advanced tools to check some of their SSs? Some companies today, honestly, are running what I call field macros. You can stay at the comfort of your office and watch your reps detail out there. Using your dashboard, you can monitor when they are telling you lies and when they are telling you the correct thing. So I think we have reached that stage in Nigeria for us to solve some of our problems. The era of a rep attending a class in Lagos Business School and deceiving you that he or she is detailing absolutes is coming over. The drugs we are promoting today cannot be rapidly delivered to the patients if we still employ some decades ago prescription styles and labeling styles. We can collaborate with NAPSA to stop the age-long mess. And of course, NAPSA is already here. I'm quite aware that 2 of their members have already deployed some advanced technologies in prescription filling and labeling. So that we have to avoid this style of using dispensing envelopes, carton, and writing so many things that cannot be interpreted. Through a collaborative working relationship with NAPSA, we are going to assist the hospital pharmacists, promote efficiency and effectiveness at community pharmacy level, and of course, create a disruptive innovation as we have seen today in many countries. We have done it with NAPA. We can do it with NAPSA. We think for ourselves, and also we think for others. That's one beautiful thing about NAIP. We serve like the engine block of almost every aspect of the industrial sector. Ladies and gentlemen, you are the reason. We are going to focus on our members. Without you, there will not be anything like NAIP. My predecessor has succeeded in converting NAIP from a product to a brand. We all know that the difference between a product and a product is just the mere physical attributes. Contains water inside, is labeled, and that's a product. But the day that product starts commanding what I call emotional appeal in the minds and souls of your customer, it becomes a brand. Today, NAIP has become a brand. Today, ladies and gentlemen, NAIP commands an emotional appeal which can activate a positive return on investment. And I'm happy to know that our brand visibility is intimidating in the pharma space, without missing words. I'm sure of what I'm talking about. We are going to step it up. We'll make our voice to be heard at all times. We at NAIP cannot do it alone. Some of you will be drafted into committees as members to drive our vision and mission. The success of NAIP tomorrow depends a lot on the sacrifice each of us are prepared to render today. That sacrifice I'm prepared to make. And that same sacrifice, we are going to call you to please come and render it to the association. Please do not say no. My dream is that one day, with just a call, a medical representative who has just vanished with, let me say, $1 million from one company, will be stopped at the entrance of going for another interview because our central clearing unit has identified him as somebody who cannot be trusted with money. That is my dream. I'm looking forward to that day when members will prefer registering with NAIP because honestly today, because we have a very bold heart, a very large heart. NAIP has a very large heart. Going by what most of us have said here, honestly, I can even tell you that NAIP is supposed to have one of the highest registration fees. But you still see some people going under the auspices of ACPN just to register because the money is too small. They forget that honestly they are integral part of this association to avoid that payment. So we are going to also do something about it because for us to run NAIP successfully, we need money to do that. We need money to do that. But people would comfortably do that, not because of money, but because of the brand equity we are showing here. Honestly, that's where we are going. The day will come when our pharma park in Ebonyi or Imo State will be used at Lagos Business School or Harvard Business Review as a good example of disruptive innovation that is bringing value to the society. My joy will be limitless when NAIP and Pinan can hit an annual turnover of 1 billion naira, for example. And of course, with great potentials of export to the sub-Saharan Africa. And that day, ladies and gentlemen, must surely come when a pharmacist, and of course, a NAIP eminent personality we have in our midst today, will become the president and the commander-in-chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. These are my dreams. Nobody can ignore the industrial pharmacists because you are a symbol of success, you are a symbol of hard work, you are a symbol of triumph. We shall give you the respect you deserve from us as your servant leaders. That's a promise. We, at the same time, we ask you to give us your respect and trust. It is only then, ladies and gentlemen, that we can say together, we will rise and shine. To God be the glory. Thank you very much.
Can we have a far more resounding clapping for the newest chairman of NAIP, Pharmacists, Ken Honorable FPSN. Thank you. Thank you. Chairman President, Chairman of the Occasion, distinguished colleagues, the job is done. May I now call on the second National Vice Chairman of NAIP, Pharmacists, Bankole Zebilo Odogu, to come forward for vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, all. We thank God for making this day possible. Our president, my father, my mentor, pharmacists, Mazi Sam Ohuabunwa, OFR, MON, the convener of New Nigerian Group, the chairman of the occasion, Sir Ifeanyi Atuenyi, the special guest of honor, Professor Lere Bale, my Oga Ade Upola, NAIP ESCO, former NAIP ESCO members here present, IG Anuhu, led ESCO, ladies and gentlemen. Our team, led by Pharmacist Ken Onwebu, FPSN, requests that I pass this message. We say, lose no sleep, that the gains achieved by Inspector General Anuhu will be sustained. We will not take NAIP to the next level. We will take NAIP to a better level. We will leave NAIP better than we met it. We thank you all for making this day possible. We pray that the Almighty God will bless, protect, and grant us all journey mercies to our various destinations in Jesus' mighty name.
I've known him for a very long time. That is a man of very few words. He says very, very little, but his actions are bigger than himself. Thank you, Francis Bankole. Ladies and gentlemen, that has a beginning surely has an end. And it's on that note that I want to bring to the podium the first National Vice Chairman of NAIP, Pharmacists. I think he's Imam now, Gidado Yusuf, for a closing prayer. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocols. Let's all pray in our various faiths. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين الحمد لله رب العالمين. We call on the Almighty Allah to protect all of us that has graced this occasion. We also ask for His intercedes in this new ESCO to give us the right direction, and we also want to thank all our previous mentors, elders that are here with us, so that God will give us the grace to steer this occasion into the right path. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We will have the national anthem, but let me remind us that after the national anthem, please, there's a tea break. You have the tea break and break to your various destinations from there. Whereas the executive committee will sit back for the very first executive meeting. Thank you. National anthem.
All rise, all compatriots, Nigerians come again to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. Hallelujah.
Thank you. For orderliness, may I ask Prof to lead this table for the tea break? We will follow in that sequence. Thank you.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, just a few announcements. Just to let us know that this event is being streamed live, and we are very grateful to Pharmastream TV for capturing this event. We have been working with them. Pharmacist Raji Adeshino is an industrial pharmacist. And just like our Tuei went into journalism, we are having a pharmacist, Raji Adeshino, blazing the trail in media. Thank you so much. Please, this is an opportune time for us, especially the outgoing executives, to have a group photograph, which we never have been able to do. So before we all disperse, the outgoing executives should come together for a group photograph. and of course the incoming executives. This is also an opportunity for you. And then the meeting after the tea break is for the two ESCOs. So quickly join the tables here and have the meeting. So all the outgoing ESCO members, please come forward here for your group photograph, please, quickly. Please, all outgoing executives, Chinedu Molea, Emeka Ademoha, Richard Ladapo, Ladi Ojo. Okay, please, quickly.
Thank you.